and welcome to The One Show with Alex Jones.
And Matt Baker. Now, of the many places hit in the recent floods, an unexpected casualty was an ancient bridge known as the Tarr Steps in Somerset.
Yeah, but this was no ordinary bridge. It was constructed from huge stones laid hundreds of years ago, but it was still torn apart. Here's Matt.
Around us is Exmoor, and flowing through Exmoor is the River Barle. Now, going across the River Barle used to be the Tarr Steps, an ancient stone slab bridge. I say used to because on the 23rd of December last year, the river smashed a hole right in the middle of the bridge. If I'd been standing here on the 23rd of December, the water would have been up to about here. I wouldn't have been standing here. It would have been foolish. And the damage that did to the Tarr Steps is plain to see. Massive chunks of stone slab carried all the way down the river. So now somebody's got to put it back together. It was a bit like Jenga.
And that task has fallen to Kenny Higgins, who, with his team, has been working round the clock to put the Tarr Steps back together again.
What we will do initially is salvage all the stones. We'll set them back to one side and identify them, find all the pier stones and where they originated, and then we'll reinstall the actual big top slabs.
So you've got the pier stones, which are the uprights, right, and then the slab stones sit on top of those. How do you know where they're supposed to go?
We have a file which has a lot of specifications, a lot of detailing of individual stones. There's photographs in them. Some of them have got a chip on one corner, maybe a slight crack, and we actually use that to orientate these slabs, and we get them in the right place, yeah.
No one knows when the bridge was built. Some believe it's 3,000 years old, but it's most likely to have been constructed 500 to 600 years ago. Personally, I like the local legend which says it was built by the devil to win a bet.
A lot of people will look at it and think, it's just a pile of stones. Why should we bother putting it back the way it was?
It's very, very unusual. It is unique. It's a clapper bridge. And a clapper bridge is just basically stones laid across a river. And they're not even mortared together in any way or fixed together. But it's very different to all the other clapper bridges because it's much, much bigger. It has 17 spans rather than the usual 1 or 2. It is also a scheduled ancient monument, so it is legally protected. There is a duty to repair it, and also people feel really strongly about Tarr Steps. People have sort of memories, family memories of coming here perhaps when they were children. And it's a national park, it's a beautiful part of the world, and Tarr Steps is probably one of the most iconic sites on Exmoor.
To complete the work, Kenny's had to bring in a specialist piece of equipment.
At first inspection, it may look like Kenny and the boys are inflating some kind of giant total wipeout inflatable, but no. This is in fact a boom, a coffer dam, and they're filling it with water, and then it unfurls like a frog's tongue, and that will divert the flow of the river away from the bit that they want to work on. Bearing in mind that this has been around for centuries, do you look at it and think, wow, it's amazing that so long ago they got it right, really?
Absolutely right. I mean, you know, look at the privileges we have of using heavy machinery to lift these things. You know, what do they have? Awesome parts. I'm not opposed to modern structures, but this thing does the job. It really does, and it's a damn sight cheaper to come in and rebuild this thing than a modern concrete structure. But we get satisfaction out of doing something like this. I mean, by the time we finish this job, we've reconstructed Tarr Steps. You know, how lucky are we?
And within a week, the last slab was put in place. The Tarr Steps were now back to as they were, to be appreciated, but more importantly used as a functional and historically important bridge.
What a project that is, eh?
Amazing, isn't it?
I guess those first builders would be very proud indeed.